Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. So, a little bit late because I couldn't get my camera to work. Yeah, that's how things go sometimes. But I am here and I hope you are having an amazing Monday. Oh my gosh, so had a last minute camping trip with some friends in the hubs. So I was on the road, but we are back to normal. And last week was so much fun. You have no idea. It was so much fun last week doing podcast week. So I got a few special announcements about that, but we're kind of back to business as normal. And business is always normal. Today, we're going to talk about how to give yourself a salary as a solo entrepreneur. Now, this is a big one. This is a huge one. This is a huge one in the entrepreneur world because a lot of us solopreneurs, we are not giving ourselves a salary. So we got to talk about that. And I'm going to give you a simple step so that you can actually start giving yourself a salary right now. Like seriously, right now. It may not be the salary you think you want, but it's something to get you started to create that system in your business. Now, if I am showing up in your feed, you have no idea who I am. Good morning. Hey, Heather. Hey, Twyla. I am Phylecia Jones, budgetologist and solopreneur money management expert, and you are watching Ask the Budgetologist. Now, I come to you live every morning, and I answer any questions you have about business, budgeting, and solo entrepreneurship. And of course, I answer any questions that you have when it comes to money, because you know what? I really want you to be successful. I mean, like, seriously, I want you to be successful. If you see my eyeballs moving around, I'm kind of trying to triple task at the same time. Hey, Posh Politics, how you doing over on Instagram? I'm trying to share because, I had to set up my camera. I had all my gear with me. Remember, Friday we talked about, Saturday and Friday we talked about the gear when it comes to podcasting and live streaming. I had to unpack my gear, have to repack the gear, have to set it up again. So it can be a little time consuming. So, hey, Beatrice, how are you doing this morning? So hopefully this is working. I seem to be having a few connectivity issues this morning. I'm always having issues. Do y'all have issues too? I swear it seems like I always have an issue. So let's go ahead and share this out to our friends over at Budget School. And we're going to get to talking today. Now, of course, for all of you, if I'm coming to you, of course, this is Ask the Budgetologist. So excited to be here. So excited to talk to you. I have a few PSA announcements for those of you who attended podcast week last week. Thank you so very much. Again, the announcements are still up. The email list is still there. If you're not on the list, please go to keepupwithmrsjones.com/podcast week. For those of you on Instagram, all you have to do is go to check the link in the bio for those of you on Instagram. I'm going to put it down here in the link. Now, podcast week was in partnership with my dear sweet friends over at Podcast Websites. And it was about up-leveling your speaking game, getting more speaking gigs by using podcasting. If you want to keep watching how to launch, leverage, and land speaking gigs with your podcast, all the videos are up. They are there for the next 30 days, then they are coming down. If you want to get more information on how you can keep that in your life absolutely for free, all you got to do is go to keepupwithmrsjones.com/podcast week, sign up for my email list. Not only will you get some ideas, get some tips on how you can get that course, which is going to turn into a course absolutely for free, but I also want you to come to my free class. It's only a special invitation only for those on my email list. It is how to land your next 5 speaking gigs. This is what I'm good at. This is what I have been doing the last few years. I know the ins and outs, making sure that you know how to pitch properly, but also how to search. That's going to be the biggest thing for those of you who want to be speakers, for those of you who want to give yourself a salary as a business owner, how to search and land the gigs. August 31st, 9 a.m. Mountain Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. What is that? 8 a.m. Pacific. We're going to go live one time only. It's going to be a course in right after that, but I want to give it to you for free. And I have a couple of other little upgrades for you if you want to get it for free as well. So be on my list. It's going to be so much fun. Save the date. Sign up for my email list so that you can get the invitation so you'll know where to show up. It is not going to be on Facebook. So don't show up here at 9 o'clock and All right, Phylecia, where are you? I'm going to be teaching other people. So get on the list. All right, I'm going to sip some tea now. I hope everyone is doing well because it's Money Coaching Monday and we got to get back to coaching on money. Last week was all about feeding your budget through speaking and leveraging podcasting to get more speaking gigs. Today, we're going to talk about how to give yourself a salary. Okay, this is a plague. This is a plague among us solo entrepreneurs. A lot of us don't give ourselves salaries. I already know all of the excuses. I'm not making enough money. I'm not profitable. I'm not bringing in. I don't have enough clients. How can I give myself a salary when I'm just getting started? Here's what I want to let you know is that even if you're not formally giving yourself a salary, either through your accountant, through payroll, writing yourself a check, even if you're not doing it formally, you are still taking money out of your business to pay bills. You are absolutely doing it. Guess what? You know, when the rent is paid, when the rent is due, and you only have money in your business account, where does the rent money come from? Exactly. When you're out and about and you want to buy a new pair of shoes and there's no money in your personal checking account, but there's money in your business account, where does the money come from? When you don't have enough food in the house, but somebody just paid you $5,000 for your services, where does the money come from? It comes from out of that business or on that business credit card, right into your belly, into your mouth, and on your feet. You are giving yourself a salary, even if you don't think you are, because the reality is you still have to pay for your entire personal life. Come on, people. You still got to pay for the rent. You still got to pay for the mortgage. You still got to pay for food, water, shelter, car payments. Oh my gosh, paying off personal debt, paying for that phone that the smartphone, you're paying for all of your services to get the cable on. You are still giving yourself a salary. You just don't realize it yet. Kind of in the investment world. So when you invest money into a stock, there's unrealized gains and realized gains. Unrealized gains are, oh my gosh, my stock grew to $1 million, but I didn't cash it out yet. It's $1 million on paper. Unrealized. Realized gains, when you cash that puppy out, somebody gives you a check. As a business owner, you have unrealized salary. Did I mess that up? Yeah. You have an unrealized salary. You haven't made it formal. You're not giving yourself a check. You're not making it, I don't want to say legal. You're not officially going through your accountant, but you are taking money out of your business. You are taking money out of your business. I will tell you about one of my clients. Amazing client, screwed up with money, $130,000 in the first quarter of business, $130,000, all of it gone within that same first quarter. Where did it go? Buying a new car, going out on dates, eating out a lot, buying new clothes, taking care of all this stuff. And I understand as a solo entrepreneur, we get into this thing, well, it's my money. Why can't I use it? It's the business's money. That money belongs to the business. Your business only has 3 jobs, really. Your business has 3 jobs. You want to know what they are? I need to know what they are too. Your business has 3 jobs. Make money, manage money, pay the bills, and give your employees a salary. I mean, that's essentially what the business does. Go out there and make some money. Make sure that the business has some money and manage it properly, and to give its employees a salary. That's kind of it. I mean, it's kind of basic. I know there's more to it, but it's like the basics of it. You are the employee. When you are not formally giving yourself a salary, you are ruining the business's opportunity to pay the bills, to have money to manage. And it gets in the way of you being able to focus and going out and making money. Because when you are in scramble mode, guess what you're not doing? You're not making money. You're stressing out. You following me on this one? Hey, Maya, how you doing? She sings deep. Rashida over on Instagram, she was like, yeah, truth. Amen. Twyla's like, #truth. Twyla has an emoji with no face on it. It's just eyes. I love that one. I need that one in my life. But I'm speaking truth to you. You are taking a salary when you don't realize it. So what I want you to do is start creating a system so that you can Have a process to start giving yourself a salary. Here's the thing, it's not going to be the salary you want. I understand as a solo entrepreneur, we are bootstrapping, we're making things work. I get it. That's how it's going to be. But if we start making these incremental steps to get there, we will be able to give ourselves a salary, cut ourselves a paycheck every 1st and 15th. That first and 15th, I don't talk about it just for fun. It is to cut yourself a check so that all these other people in your family can see that there's a marker that you're actually doing something. The money is just a marker. Remember, you got a husband, you got a wife, you got cats, you got dogs, you got kids. They want to support you, but they're not in your head. They don't know about all the clients. They just know that, okay, you're putting money back into the house. That's all we're looking for. That means you're giving the house a salary to use. They just want to know there's markers. Also, it's just a way to get people off your back for a while. Don't you want to get people off your back? And you got to pay those bills. Now, for my single entrepreneurs watching, you understand this game, but it can also trap you when you're using your business to fund your personal life. And so single entrepreneurs understand this a little bit better because there's nobody else to fill in the gaps. When you're single and you're a business owner, you're the only one who puts food on the table. So you got to manage those business finances and those personal finances at the same time. For my married folks, we get caught up in this, somebody else is going to pay the bill so I can do whatever I want to do in my business. That's when we get husbands and wives pissed off at us. That's when partners don't see the future of our business. So you're going to have to give a marker. And to be honest, y'all, you can't keep sucking money out of your personal life to run your business. At some point, your business is going to have to stand on its own two legs. And that means you're going to have to get off your butt and make something happen. Last week, we talked about getting speaking gigs. Last week, we talked about podcasting. Yes, there is an element of investing. Understand it. Nobody said this business thing was going to be easy, but if you have the elements there, if you have your podcast in place, if you have your podcast in place, if you're out there pitching properly for clients and speaking gigs, all right, you're doing the work. That means at some point, money will come in. Your business will be able to manage it, and it will be able to cut you a check so that your family can keep supporting you. You don't have to run into personal debt. You're not cashing out 401ks, doing all the crazy stuff just to keep a business going. Inherently, as solo entrepreneurs, the business lies on our ability to get out there and do the damn work. If you're not willing to go out there and do the work, it's time for you to figure out what it needs to do to get yourself a paycheck. Getting a paycheck from someone else is a whole lot less stressful than sitting here into debt, banging your head against the wall every day, being afraid to do the work, being afraid to do the sales, being afraid to do whatever it takes to bring the money in so that you can manage it, so that you can give yourself a salary on your own. You see where I'm going with this? You see where I'm going? In order to have a healthy, functioning budget, in order to have a healthy, functioning paycheck that you cut yourself, you're going to go out there and have to feed your budget. That's why this budget thing is not just a one-time deal. It's two sides of it. And that's why I want you to go out there and be successful, because you need to have a salary. You need to have a salary so that you can take care of the bills and take care of your personal life and not ruin your finances at the same time of running this business. Hey, Erica, how you doing? Hey, Stephanie, good morning. All right, gosh. If you got any questions, put it down here. I'm going to give you what you can do to start giving yourself a salary, okay? I'm going to tell you what you need to do right now, and it's going to be a baby step, all right? Twyla is saying using your business to fund your life can catch up with you. It's an avalanche you don't want coming down. Oh, yes, it is. Trust me. Partnerships are a whole other complication. When other people come in and play with your money, it can get complicated. And Twyla is saying your accountant loves it when you take an official paycheck versus commingling your funds. Man, your accountants will love you. You will love you. Hey, Jeffrey over on Instagram. How you doing? You will love you when you are able to write yourself a check and pay for your personal life. you will love you. Screw the accountant right now. Give some love to yourself. All right, here's what you need to do. Here's what you need to do. If you are a solo entrepreneur, now my show is geared toward solo entrepreneur coaches and consultants. At this exact moment, as a coach or a consultant, I need you to do 3 things. One, I need you to figure out how much it's costing you to run your business right now. I need you to figure out how much it's costing you to run your business. We're going to talk about that a little later, but I just need you to understand and know that number off the top of your head, because the next number I'm going to give you is going to throw the whole game out like crazy. What I want you to do in order to give yourself a salary, if you are a solo entrepreneur, coach or consultant or freelancer, I want you to give yourself 50% of everything you make and put it in an account called salary. Woo! I know you were just like, what the heck, Phylecia? What? 50% of all the money you should be making should be going into an account called salary for your business. Here's why I'm saying 50%, because theoretically, as a solo entrepreneur, coach, or consultant, your business expenses should not be more than 30% of what you are making. That's why I want you to figure out how much your business is costing each month, because as a solo business owner, as a solo entrepreneur coach, your expenses should not be very expensive right now. If you're not paying employees, if you don't have any other contractors in your life, your expenses shouldn't be expensive. There are so many resources out there for us solo entrepreneurs. If you are a solo coach or consultant, your thing is you need to have something to manage clients coming in, something to deliver what your services are, and a way to get paid. And some marketing tools. It shouldn't cost you more than $1,000 a month. To be straight up honest, it shouldn't cost you more than $500 a month. $500 a month. That's why I'm saying 50% of everything you should be making should be going into an account, not into your personal, but into a bank account called salary for your business. 50% of everything you make should be going into that. Now, I know you're probably like 50% because I'm missing out on some other numbers. 30% should be going into overhead. 20% should be going into savings. That's just the basic guideline. 30% into your overhead, 50% into your savings, 50% into salary, 20% into savings. I call this the Ross accounts. My maiden name is Ross, ROSS. Revenue, 100% of the money goes into a revenue account. 30% goes into an overhead account. That's the O. S is for salary. 50%. S is for savings, the last S. That's 20%. Okay? Nope. No, Twyla. 30% of your overhead should just be overhead. Okay? Now, how you break up overhead is your whole ball game. All right? So 30% of all the money you make should go into overhead. No more single line item marketing. You got 3 accounts: overhead, salary, savings. When you get inside that overhead account, how you line item everything, that's totally up to you. We're not going to go that deep right now. I just want you to I'm just talking about giving yourself a salary. Hey, Mindy, how you doing? So if you decide to allocate 15% of your overhead to marketing, go ahead and do it. Whatever it takes, whatever it takes for you to get your business going. I'm not going that deep into the weeds, but I do know that right now, 50% of everything you're making, if you are a solo business owner, if you are a solo coach, consultant, and you're not doing anything crazy, having to pre-purchase services, but if you're delivering services for someone else, 50% of that money should be going into salary. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to your bank. Make sure it's a free bank account. Hey, Tammy, how you doing? I want you to open up a checking account called salary. Nickname is salary. Make sure your bank is not charging you for all these things. Hey, at Affordable Auctioneering, how you doing? Okay. Hey, Tammy. I want you to name that bank account salary. Every time you get paid from this point on, 50% of that money that you made goes into that salary account. That's it. 30% goes into overhead. Now, if your overhead is more than 30% of what you're making, you got two things you can do. Either you can cut how much you're spending or you can go make more money. That's how it works. There's no magic there. Go make more money. Seriously, make more money. Okay? That's how you start giving yourself a salary. Now, like I'm saying, that whole 50% is not going to go into your personal account. This is where you have to start cutting yourself a check. Even if it's just $5 a month, start cutting yourself a check. All right, I gave myself $5. Transfer it from that salary account over into your personal account. Simple steps. The next month, give yourself a raise, $10 from that salary account into your personal account. We slowly start moving this salary, this paycheck up when we give ourselves raises. We only give ourselves raises when we know the numbers in our business. This is how big businesses work, okay? People just don't give raises just because, oh, you're cute, I'm just going to give you a big raise. No. When you start knowing your numbers, when you start knowing how much money you're making, how much money your business is costing, when you start getting into CFO days on the 1st and 15th, these are the decisions you can make to give yourself an increase in pay. Because in the beginning, you're not going to be able to cover your entire personal life. And here's the other little clue. You need to figure out how much your house is costing you to run. Okay? How much does it cost for your home to run? If you don't know that, you're not going to be able to give yourself a salary. You are not going to be able to give yourself a salary. And I know you're probably like, Phylecia, you're like throwing numbers in all kinds of ways. I am. I'm giving you like a whole bunch of different numbers in a whole bunch of different places. But what I really want you to understand is that you need to start giving yourself a salary. If you can't do 50% of everything you're making, start with 10. I don't care. Give yourself 10%, raise it to 15%, raise it to 20%. We eventually need to get to the point that 50% of the money that we're making goes into salary. Now, if you start having employees, come back to me and then we'll talk about it, because now that salary account needs to fund a whole bunch of different people. But right now, as a solo entrepreneur, it's just funding you. It is funding you, okay? And Twyla is saying when you create this type of actual budget, you empower yourself to say no to things you shouldn't spend money on. Oh, you have no idea. When you start budgeting this way with allocation budgeting, it changes the ball game. It changes the ball game because now you're running systems. Now you'll know when to say, you know what? Not right now. Let me do some future planning so that we can fit this into the budget. Let's figure out what my fiscal year is going to be like. This is how you budget on both sides of the candle. I don't know what that means, but I just said it. This is how you budget on both sides. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice like crazy. This is how we manage the money, and then we also have to go out and make the money. Budgeting is just not a solo tunnel vision thing. You got to do it on both sides. Making money feeds the budget. Feeding that budget feeds your salary. If you don't have a salary, you're probably stressing out your house. You're probably stressing out your house. You're stressing out your spouse. You're stressing out your credit cards because now you're in this like infinite little loop that you can't get out of. All right. But no matter what, if you don't take anything I talk about today, I want you to just start 1st and 15th. Start writing yourself a check. I don't care if it's $5, $10. This is a system that needs to be in your life so that you can practice being a really good CFO. This is just a system in your life, okay? If you don't figure this out as a business owner, it is going to slap you in the face when you start making a whole lot of money. Because you know what you're going to do when you start making a crap ton of money? You're going to write yourself a big old fat check, and then your business is going to be stressed out. Don't do that, okay? Don't do that. Allocation budgeting. Hey, Holly, how you doing? Yes, allocation budgeting, Maya. Allocation budgeting. And here's a treat. I'm going to be Mr. Mike McAllowitz of Profit First. I'm in the process of scheduling him for September. I'm going to bring him on. He does the same type of budgeting that I do. Would he be considered a competitor? Yeah, but you got to hear it from someone else other than me. And I'm here to be a financial advocate for all my money nerd people. You got to hear from someone else other than me, because this type of budgeting works and it is a game changer. He's also going to send me some books. So I'll send you all some free books when I get them. And yes, this budget will also make you evaluate fees for services. Oh, Beatrice, we haven't even talked about charging what's required. I actually have a class. I actually did a class on that, on charging what's required. Man, you talk about some people that like sit and just stare at me, but we can go deep. We can go deep. Should I turn that into a course? I always thought it was like a throwaway thing, but it's a fun class for me to make you think about what you should be charging. You know what? Probably what I'm going to do, I like this method of what I'm doing right now of offering it for free for the first time people and then turning it into a course. I kind of like that. Maybe Beatrice, when I do that class, I'll invite you to it. You can come for free and then I'll put a price tag on it. Because it's a fun course. It's a fun course for me. It makes people cry though, but it's a fun course, especially for service-based entrepreneurs. All right. Okay, folks, I got to jump off soon. You have any questions? People will buy the course just to get the bonus. I have something up my sleeves, Twyla. I got something up my sleeves with all the courses that are coming out. I'm actually working on something so that you can get all of these classes for like $20 a month. Like seriously, the speaking classes, the money classes, charge what you're required. It's $20 a month. You can go ham on it, and then also providing some coaching in it as well. So I'm working on some things. But if you got any questions, let me know. Let me know if any of this makes sense. I want you to start giving yourself a salary right now. $5 a month, $10 a month, $20 a month. I need you to practice being the CFO of your business and taking care of all of your employees. If you're not taking care of all of your employees, i.e. you're going to have some issues in the future, okay? Remember, all of this month, our theme outside of last week was about recession-proofing your business. The one thing to get through a recession, down times, hard times, is that you need to know your numbers so that you can plan for them and not react to them. We need to stop reacting as business owners to our numbers and start planning. Okay? We got to start planning. It makes people cry, but fun for me. Yes, Heather. I know numbers make people cry, but they're so much fun. Oh my gosh, they're so much fun. All right, everyone, I need to start signing off. So I'm going to sign off on Instagram first. If you have any questions for Facebook, go ahead and put them in. So tomorrow, let's talk about what's happening for tomorrow. All right, tomorrow, is it time to create your own stage to speak on? Woo, let's talk about the pros and cons of doing your own event. I have some words on that. So Tuesdays are all about speaking. We're going to talk about doing your own event versus being on other people's stages. OPP, yeah, you know me. Will I get sued for that? I don't know. But we're going to talk about the pros and cons of doing your own live event on Speaking Gig Tuesday, okay? So make sure you are around. For all of my folks here on Instagram, thank you so very much. I appreciate you, even if you're watching a replay. Hearts to you. See you bright and early tomorrow morning. Happy budgeting. Bye. For all of you still here on Facebook, I appreciate every last stinking one of you. And Heather is saying we need to start putting money away for a marketing budget during the recession. Here's one other thing with all those different bank accounts that I was telling you about, Heather. For whatever is important for your business, I want you to create another checking account for that. And I want you to call it marketing. Like seriously, if marketing is that important for your business, traveling is the important piece of my business. So I have another bank account just for traveling because I go and do a lot of speaking and I travel quite a bit and I need to take care of some things like eating, buying stuff. But if this is so important for the recession, I want you to create another bank account, call it marketing, and start with just 5% right now. Everything you make, put 5% into that marketing account so that you can work it back into your overhead, okay? This is how we stash away, because during recessions, marketing might be the only thing we can do while we're working on other stuff, okay? So Twyla, let me know how your call goes with James. Twyla is meeting up with the folks over at podcast websites. Oh my gosh. For those of you, if you're on my list, I'm going to give you a code if you want to get your podcast out there fast. So let us know how it goes. I have to jump off. So take care. Happy budgeting. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. I love you all. Bye.